cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial and ethnic comments, and other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of the competition. And now, we ask everyone to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
To East Pennsboro High School, Central Penn College taking on Manor College in the next to last home contest on the season. I will say I'm being joined here by my main man Kevon Davis, who's joining us on commentary today. Kevon, this is you're going away this weekend, playing your first baseball game, so we're sorry we won't see you on Saturday, but hey, we've come through another season of Knights basketball, and it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, try and see the Knights win a game, and you know, it may or may not be my last commentary, but if it is, I definitely enjoyed my time being here.
Well, we will make sure that we have you on again. This certainly won't be the last time. Maybe as a student, but we'll certainly be hearing from you again. Well, I did want to bring up, so the Knights came into the contest against Christendom on last Thursday evening with a 6-game winning streak here in this second half. Unfortunately, did fall in that contest, 92-76. So they're looking to get back at it with a positive finish. We're going to be here tonight, tomorrow night on the road at Bucks County Community College, where we had that nail-biting victory last week, and then we'll be back here on Saturday at noon and 2 for a doubleheader for senior night. So be sure to join us. Up ahead is Strickland. Manor College comes into this contest with a 10-5 record. Have won 2 straight, one against Bucks and one against Villa Maria. So if you look at some of our similar competition, these teams seem very evenly matched.
Yeah, they are. And the last time we played these guys, we won by 8, and I'm pretty sure they're looking to come, and especially during our white-eye game, to try and make it a good game.
As I look back, we were victorious 90-78 way back on November the 18th. That was at the Electric City Classic. So let's hope that the home crowd helps us pull out the victory here tonight. Early on, about a minute in, no score. And from downtown, that's good. Number 11, Dienge. 3-0, Knights trail early. Knights 8-16 on the season, but like I said, did have a 6-game winning streak here in the second half. A lot of those ESAC competition, as is this game right here.
Yeah, it seems like the Knights caught fire towards the end of the season. You know, sometimes it takes a while for the coaches to try and find adjustments and find the lineups that work for them. And it seems like during that win streak, Coach Martin found the lineup that worked for him.
Well, the interesting thing I did want to point out, Kevon, ESAC are on the season, the Knights 4-2 in the ESAC Conference. So clearly they have been playing well against their in-conference rivals. Here we see Ross with the ball. Wallace needs to be going from the outside to be successful, but there's Allen for downtown. It hits.
Good shot there by Allen. I like what I see from the Knights so far. They're moving the ball, getting good offense, and that's what it leads to, easy buckets.
Little press there, and they break the press, and they're going to go outside, and number 10, Roach, can't hit. But Fortescue comes up with it, and a fairly easy bucket inside as Simmons closes it out. Manor has 4 different people who are averaging in double digits, led by Manny Roach, number 10, with 19.9 points per game.
Yeah, with them averaging so many points, I'm sure Coach Martin looked into that and had a good defensive strategy for today.
What a play and drive there from Allen, who makes the basket and will go to the line to try to convert on the 3-point play.
You know, Paul, one thing we talked about that would be huge for the Knights and some of the key losses are free throws. Today is definitely an in-conference game, and one of those days that we have to make all our free throws.
Knights only shooting 62.8 to Kevon's point this season. On the other side, Manor averaging 65% from the line as Hugh cannot convert. Speaks to your point right there, Kevon. Down low, good defense for the Knights, and it's going the other way. Ross, the pull-up jumper from the free throw line, no good. Tries to follow his shot, but can't do it as Roach comes up with the rebound. And the deep shot there from Dienge. And Ross is in trouble there on the sidelines. And a turnover for the Knights. Fortescue, the senior, I remember him from not only earlier this season, but from last season. The senior averaging 15.5 is number 4.
So the Knights going with a 2-3 defense to try and prevent the 3 ball.
Simmons from downtown, no good. 3 minutes into this game, it's a 5-5 contest. We know this is going to be a back-and-forth game here, Kevon.
Yeah, again, conference games seems like people always go a little bit harder, but I'm sure the Knights will find a way to keep their game plan and try and come out with a victory.
Allen from downtown calling for his ball and hits.
You know, that's something we don't see too often, is the Knights being on fire from 3 early, but that could be a key factor to our game.
And Young breaks it up, and Q was trying to save the over and back, and Ross couldn't break back to the ball enough, but no harm, no foul, as they say, because we just had a turnover and then turned it right back over, so it's sort of a wash. 8-5, Knights lead, 16:31 here left in the first half. This is sort of a tough day for all of us here. We have been here with not only Kevon and Dalton, which you've heard. There is Fortescue underneath, but also Blake and Andrew have been a part of what we're doing, as well as Dylan Bowman. This is sort of our last hurrah for everyone because of this massive trip that you guys are going on this weekend for baseball. So again, I can't share enough, Kevon, you know, how wonderful this has been to work with both you and Dalton this season. Just such a pleasure, and I wish you, the best in your future endeavors. You'll still be around for a little while, but we'll see you on the field from now on.
Yeah, it's been definitely been an experience. We wanted to do basketball and continue doing it. And this has given me the stepping stone to try and find a career in doing commentary.
Strickland gets the offensive foul. 8-7. Knights lead by 1. As Kevon mentioned, this is the whiteout game. We're welcoming a variety of Knights recruits to campus for this contest. Inside the end game. And Vertle with the shot. Good ball movement there. And it is a turnover there by Simmons, the junior who is second on the team with 18.4 points a game. And an early timeout from the Knights.
The Knights baseball schedule has been released. Save the date for doubleheaders at F&B Field to kick off the season. On March 19th, the Knights will host Penn State Hazleton. Then on March 26th, the Knights host arch rival Bucks County Community College, both with 1 p.m. starts. You can keep up with Knights baseball all season at www.centralpennknights.com.
And I can tell you right now, both of those games, not only the home opener, but the contest against Bucks County will be ones to watch. So certainly you can come out, join us. All the F&B games are free. You can also mark your calendar for April 26th, which will be our community night, our last night of the season. Should be a wonderful, wonderful season. And, we just had you on for a podcast that'll be coming out here this week, talking and previewing the season. And frankly, you're returning most of your, high-quality players, and you're bringing in a bunch of new ones. This season looks bright.
Yeah, this is the first season for the baseball team that we've only lost 2 seniors, and we've returned everybody. So we're hoping for a fresh start. We all feel good, and it's going to start this weekend in North Carolina.
Well, we give you all the credit in the world, and hopefully we'll be keeping up with the stats online. Way ahead for Kesky, wide open. And he's going to get that one to fall as Manor takes the early lead. And there's a steal coming the other way by Simmons. And Strickland back the other way. Pulls up for the 3-ball and hits. Big 3-pointer there from Strickland. The behind the back pass goes nowhere. And Wallace to Allen. What a layup.
I'd like to see the Knights get back on track there. Had a few sloppy turnovers, but they've turned it back up and got 2 quick buckets in the last 1 minute.
High intensity back and forth action here in the first half. And again, you got to give the Knights a lot of credit. 3 3-point buckets already. 13-9, 14:54 left here in the first half. Around the perimeter for Manor, looking for something down low. And the drive by Simmons, can't get it to go. Excuse me, that was Vertle. Shot clock violation on Manor.
Paul, and I think that's something we've been seeing lately from the Knights. We've been seeing more consistent defense, keeping their hands up, not getting fouls, and we've been seeing a lot of shot clock violations, so give credit to Coach Martin on making his players disciplined on defense.
And Young takes a seat as McClinton checks in. Strickland, Wallace, Ross, McClinton, and Allen. And they quickly move the ball up. 4-on-2, though. And a turnover there by Ross. And the Knights come up with the arrow there. Back-to-back turnovers, but it remains Knights ball here. McClinton has been a bright spot on the season. Has started 19 games as Strickland for Swick. And he hits. Impressive showing here from the Knights from beyond the arc.
Yeah, like we talked about, we're usually not a great 3-point shooting team, but today I guess we are on our P's and Q's today from 3.
Great defense there from Strickland, Wallace, and sort of the alley-oop. Yeah, what a rebound and putback by Strickland. And the Knights take a 9-point lead and quickly another timeout, this time taken by Manor.
Yeah, good thing by Strickland causing that timeout, showing his presence early, and for us to win this game, him and Claudia Allen and Rodney Ross are usually our 3 players that always dominate, so we'd like to see them going early here and getting the easy plugs.
It's hard to study when you're hungry. The college pantry can help. Central Penn College and their Student Government Association are committed to ensuring that all of our CPC Knights have access to food when they need it. Requests are kept anonymous and can be submitted online. Look for the links under the links section of Student Central or contact Lindsay Garber, the Director of Housing and Residence Life at lindsaygarber@centralpenn.edu. And of course, if you're around campus this week, the Gamma Beta Phi Club is still collecting for their Super Bowl food drive, which has gone immensely well. And I think that's going on for another week or two. So if you can and are able, drop some things off. Great press defense, turnover there for the Knights. Going inside to Allen, taking on 3 people, and McClinton with the bucket.
Good job by the Knights there with that press coming out the timeout. Like I said, they've really been on their P's and Q's defensive pressure, and that's what's been going good for the Knights today.
I mean, so far, so good. From downtown, we're looking good. Defensively, we're looking good. Really couldn't have started much better. What we have seen, though, is the Knights do struggle if they have an early lead and end up giving it back at some point. But we are going to hope that that is not the case this evening.
Yeah, they've kept their foot on the gas and they haven't let up. And like you said, this is the consistent ball that we've been looking for all season from the Knights.
From downtown is Roach. No good. Up ahead to McClinton. McClinton has played really well since he checked in, and there's Strickland with the rebound and putback.
Strickland definitely dominating this game. You look for Coach Martin to go to him more this game with the ball hot in his hand.
Honestly, I've not seen the Knights play the high-octane defense that this point. I mean, they're playing great on offense, but defensively, they're turning the ball over. It's really impressive thus far. Having difficulty coming up with it is 23 Weaver.
And it looks like the 2-3 zone has been working for the Knights. They've been causing turnovers like that. They've been making rough shots. And this is what we like to see from them.
We've got for Manor, number 10, Roach. Number 3, Simmons. 4 for Teskew. 11, Dienge. 23, Weaver. Inside to McClinton, can't get it to go on the open shot. It's 22-9 with 12:21 left in the first half. And a pass out of bounds. I'll tell you, Manny Roach, the freshman, averaging 34 minutes a game and 19.9 points. He's really looked off tonight. He has not made a shot and has not turned the ball over 3 times.
Yeah, the Knights must have known about his presence the last time we played them. And we made it a key statement to put pressure on him and cause turnovers, and that's what the Knights have been doing.
Strickland is just on fire. And a tough inbounds there right to Roach. And he turns the ball over again nearly.
Seems like Manor has no answer to our press and the defense that we're putting on, and we're making it tough for them. And that's what we like to see from our team because, you know, Paul, sometimes I think teams hit their stride late in the year, and I think that's where our team has gone. We've hit our stride late in the year, and it's definitely showing because you go from a 6-game win streak, you lose one, and then you're coming back in front of a home crowd, and they're definitely making a statement.
Well, I really think, too, that the fact that we've played so well in conference and still are live for the ESAC title, I think that's got to be a motivator to anybody. I mean, you guys last year rattled off, and again, you know, we'll talk about this on the podcast that's coming out next week. You guys rattled off 11 wins in a row, and were able to get back into that mix of the ESAC championship.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience for us. You know, sometimes you just have to settle down and just play your game and find what works for you, and that's what both teams have found, men's baseball and men's basketball.
Well, right, and Strickland from downtown can't get that one to go. Wallace skies for the rebound. What a play. And the Knights are running away with this contest early, now with a 17-point lead. 26-9, 11:25 left. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, I really think it's important that we remember is even though the Knights, let's just be honest, struggled the first half of the season, there is no question that they've turned the corner around the holiday season in the second half.
Yeah, they haven't. you know, sometimes it takes a little bit to try and find yourself as a team, and Coach Martin has done a good job pulling these fellas together and really finding themselves as a team, and they look amazing tonight.
Tough defense there by McCall, who checked in, and there's a turnover, and Wallace looking for Strickland. Another timeout by Manor as the Knights take a 19-point lead.
Yeah, Manor just has no answer for Strickland right now, dominating from behind the three-point line inside the paint, so you think Coach Martin keeps him in to keep dominating. The Nightly News Media Club at Central Penn College is looking for new members. Members have the opportunity to get hands-on experience writing for our student publication. The Nightly News brings apart a Nightly News podcast and being part of our sports live stream broadcast. Email Club Advisor Professor Paul Miller at paulmiller@centralpenn.edu.
And yes, that is a very important thing. We've got some really, really influential club members who are parting due to graduation over the next couple of terms. And we've got a lot of opportunity here, not only just with our athletics broadcast, but podcasts, photography. So please reach out if you're a student out there who's interested in developing your portfolio and see if we can get you a part of the Nightly News. 28-9, frankly, one of the best first halves I've seen the Knights play all season, with a 19-point lead with 11:08 left here in the first half, and that press continues, Stevon.
Yeah, the press is going to continue. Obviously, Manor is having trouble with it right now, so Coach Martin has no reason to not keep pressing them.
And another turnover by the Knights. And Ross to Wallace, the pull-up jumper. Can't quite get that to go. And Dienge with the rebound. And Roach nearly with another turnover. Roach has really struggled this evening thus far. And moving the ball around the outside. And Fortescue manages to save the ball off of Allen. That's the second time they've done that thus far.
Yeah, just a quick emergency play. You don't want to take the turnover out of bounds, so you're trying to take a risk of throwing it off the player.
Knights lead by 19. Impressive showing thus far. Bertle number 2. Fortescue the ball fake, and the floater can't get that to go, grabs his own rebound. And Virgil from downtown. That was Dienge, number 11. With the Knights. And so this is certainly a little early to kill clock, but they're constantly putting their foot on the gas here. I mean, at some point, you might as well if they're going to give it to you. But alas, another deuce for Allen. And Fortescue with the bucket and the foul. Looks like that will be on Allen.
Yeah, Allen there with an unnecessary foul, but, you know, it's okay.
Remember, you can always check out the live stats from our game at centralpennknights.com. We will go take a look over there. As Fortescue lines up for the free throw. And converts, but the Knights still lead 30-12. And McCall loses it, does regain that ball. And they're going to get a travel on Young, and he's not happy about that call. Well, Fortescue for Manor leads the way with 7, while Dienge with 3. But the story here for the Knights is Strickland with 14, Allen with 12, and combined have only missed 2 shots.
Yeah, those two definitely have the hot hand. You'd like to see the ball go to them more, and for them to keep dominating this game.
Still with that 2-3 zone. You've got Strickland as sort of that guy in the middle that's floating throughout the paint. Fortescue, the floater, no good, and Strickland with the rebound. Ross Gets his pocket picked, and Ross is down. Fortescue with the bucket, and Ross does get up and is limping to the sidelines. As Wallace will check in, not exactly sure. He took an odd spill there. Of course, Ross, one of our senior leaders, hoping that he's okay.
Yeah, really got hit in the eye when one of the Manor players were going for a steal.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often than it does.
Yeah, and a lot of things that also does happen is jam fingers. When I used to play basketball, I used to hate always getting a hard pass, and my pinky finger would always get jammed.
McCall from downtown, no good. And McClinton fighting for the ball, but it goes right to Wallace, who pulls up for three. And it goes!
Right place, right time for Wallace to find that loose rebound. A nice shot by him to make the three.
I mean, the Knights just can't miss from downtown. Virgil, the turnover. Manor just continues. They're not even really getting decent buckets. They're either turning the ball over or one shot and that's it, which obviously for the Knights we will take.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy basketball from Manor. They don't really have it going right now, and for us that is a good thing because that means the Knights are doing what they're supposed to do and making it hard for them to score.
Young puts the ball on the ground, the spin move, and can't quite get that one to go. Virgil with the rebound, number 2. And a turnover again. They've got a 3-on-3 inside to Strickland. Yeah. Big time dunk from Jordan Strickland.
Yeah, big time dunk. Like we've been talking about, he's been hot all day, and another good turnover by the Knights.
Another turnover, and Wallace takes it all the way, and another timeout for Manor.
Looks like the Knights are going to get a technical.
What was the call there?
Literally, they called a technical for our players coming onto the floor.
The whistle had already blown.
I have no idea.
It's like they're calling it on 22 on McCall. I didn't entirely see what happened, but it is a technical foul as the Knights lead by 23. 37-14 with 7:31 left here in the first half. The Central Penn College app was designed with students in mind. The app brings the school to your fingertips and enables you to connect with the Central Penn community. Stay on top of your events, classes, and assignments with the built-in calendar function and get notified of important dates, deadlines, and security announcements. Make friends, ask questions, and access campus resources at any time. Search Central Penn College in the App Store. So again, like that technical foul was called on McCall. Again, I thought the whistle had blown. If it was a too many people on the floor situation, I suppose it's understandable. But again, I thought the whistle had blown and, you could be on the court. But alas, just like I said to you earlier, Kevon, that's why we're up here, not officiating the game. You ever think about doing any officiating?
My dad has tried to get me to it, but I'm like, I cannot deal with coaches and fans, so I would rather just stick to commentating.
The 3-on-1, and great defense there. Linder can't get it to go, number 13. The freshman, averaging 5 points a game in 12.3 minutes. We're going to get Linder for the foul. Inside on Strickland. As we look back, Manor has played some really close games, including a 5-point victory at Villa and a buzzer-beating victory last week at Bucks County. Dienge, number 11, almost turned it over, but regained possession.
Knights back in their 2-3 offense. 2-3 defense, excuse me.
Dienge from downtown. And Simmons almost couldn't give up the rebound, but Wallace, what a play. This is a clinic.
Yeah, what a good step through by Wallace. Seeing the defender was posted up. Made sure to sidestep on the side of him and get that easy layup.
Now, there's a possession right there for Manor that I just don't understand. I mean, I understand that you're down 23 points, but they didn't have any kind of numbers. Why didn't they wait to pull that ball back as Young hits that jumper?
Yeah, just looking to rush, get a quick, easy bucket on transition, but the Knights doing a good job on defense has made it hard for them, especially with their big bodies on the inside.
And Simmons does come up with the bucket there. Simmons second on the team with 18.4 points a game. And Young from downtown. Dienge with the rebound for Manor. And the pull-up jumper from Roach, and that's his first basket of the game. The team leader for Manor, Manny Roach, with 19.9 points a game. That's his first bucket. And McClinton puts it on the floor and takes it almost all the way. And the dish to Ross from downtown, he hits it.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, Paul, this is probably the most consistent we've seen the Knights on the three ball. And, you know, it's good to see the Knights getting threes. That means more points for us.
Dienge with the layup there. And an ill-advised pass, but somehow the Knights coming back up with it as McClinton. And Coach Gary Martin with the timeout. Well, I mean, the story of the game to this point, Manor 1 of 7 from 3, Knights 6 of 9, including Kevon 70% from the floor. Obviously, that's not going to be able to be maintained, but that is what's gotten them off to this 22-point lead as the Knights lead 44-22 with 5:13 left.
Yeah, that's a good job by the Knights, trusting in their offense, getting good open shots, and then they're knocking down all their shots. And if we want to win, that's what we continue to do. And, you know, shout out to Coach Martin, because a lot of times you draw up a game plan and then players sometimes will blow it off if it doesn't work and go their own way. But he's been making sure that players trusting him and his game plan, and it's definitely working tonight.
Well, again, you can always keep up with all of the live stats, the schedules, the results at centralpennknights.com. In fact, I just saw today, Kevon, they put up a really awesome article previewing the baseball season. Put the rosters out there, and you're front and center on that photo.
Feels good to be front and center. I haven't been, you know, the media day pictures aren't usually always the best, but anytime we can be out there is a good experience for us.
Well, Knights lead by 22. Still 5:13 left in the first half. And Knights ball. Ross looking inside for Young. Nice spin move. What a play down low for Young.
Good play by Young to get him on his back. Use a pump fake, a really effective move to get him to jump and duck under and get that layup to go.
5-on-2 as Roach goes all the way, and they're going to call block on Young. That's a tough call because he was coming in with a head full of steam. And Roach will go to the line.
It's always a double-edged sword when you take this charge, because it's either you get the call or you don't get the call, and you endured a lot of body damage hitting that floor.
Roach, the freshman from Medford, New Jersey. Manor does have a lot of people from Pennsylvania and several from New Jersey. You've been to Manor, I'm assuming it's just outside of Philadelphia.
Yep.
And makes that free throw to make it 46-24. And Donnell Loud is checked in, and he's looking for that shot. And he comes up empty. Loud, one of the exciting freshmen on the team. And Simmons looks for three. And comes up with his own rebound. From downtown Dienge. No good. And the smallest guy on the floor somehow came up with the rebound. They do.
You know, I'm surprised Coach Martin hasn't gone with the bigger lineup with Manor players not having as much size. And I'm surprised we haven't seen Donnell Loud in the game more.
Well, honestly, there really only been one substitution at that point in this game, and that was McCall. Comes up empty on that first one as the Knights lead by 20, 46-26. And missed the first end of a 1-and-1, so it is Knights ball. We got Ross, McClinton, Allen, Wallace, and Loud as Ross from way downtown comes up empty. For Manor, you've got 10 there, Roach, who came up empty on that 3 ball. And Ross pulls it down. You've got number 1, Mayhew, number 13, Linder, number 11, Dienge, number 3, Simmons. What a shot! I don't even know how Allen got that off, but he'll go to the line either way.
Yeah, just put your head down, use a strong move, and hope to draw the foul, and that's what Allen did there.
Certainly impressive showings thus far from both Allen and Strickland. And Allen can't get that one to go. Allen comes up empty on both. Simmons tries to take it all the way. Roach comes up empty on that 3 ball. And Dienge from downtown. And Manor's making a little run here. Now the deficit is only 17.
Yeah, it looks like the Knights have slowed down on the defensive pressure. You don't want to get too big of a lead where you start lapsing on, like we talked about, Paul, to keep your foot on the gas and make sure we're playing 100% all the time.
Wallace wide open. Just off. And Roach, the pull-up jumper. Can't quite get that one to go. Wallace, a big rebound. Wallace has been impressive on the glass tonight.
He is, especially for a guard, too, and especially down there with little people. He's been doing a great job.
5 on 2. And Mayhew rejected by Ross. Great defense by the Knights, but can't come up with a loose ball. Roach from downtown.
Yeah, Manor's going to... Central Penn's going to call a timeout here. Manor's going on a little run, and Coach Martin sits the players down and develop a game plan to go back to what they were doing before.
Now, as big as in the 20s, the Knights only lead down by 14. Central Penn College Student Government Association is the voice for all students. Those living on campus, those studying online, and those returning to continue your education. SGA is here to make your time at Central Penn College the best experience possible. You can contact SGA with any questions, comments, or concerns by emailing sga@centralpenn.edu. Well, Kevon, the tides have turned very, very quickly. Just like they say on SportsCenter, it's basketball, so everybody makes a run. What can the Knights do to slow this run down?
Like we talked about before, Paul, just keep the defensive pressure up. You know, we went on a little bit of a cold streak there, fell in love with a 3 ball a little bit too much. We'd like to see use our size advantage in the paint and get some buckets that way.
I did notice that a lot of that happened with Strickland on the bench, and of course he is brought back in. We've got Wallace, Ross, McClinton, Allen, and Strickland on the floor for the Knights. This was the starting lineup, less McClinton. So let's see what the Knights can do. Really big possession here, just looking to set the tone for the second half.
Yeah, just going into halftime, you want to go up with a bigger lead and more confidence. And right now, the Knights have looked a little bit shaky the last 2 minutes. But hopefully, we can keep going after that timeout.
Ross looking for something. And Roach with the turnover. And the reverse layup.
Yeah, Manor's definitely on fire here. The Knights need to find a way to stop them. But good job to Manor's point, settling down after those first couple of rough minutes and getting good baskets.
Ross, the pull-up jumper, and stops the bleeding.
A good bucket by Ross. Good way to stop the momentum there. And now the Knights have to keep playing like they've been playing all night.
And this was something else it seemed like they abandoned, was the press. And Roach can't get it to go. Strickland the rebound. So that press defense, while they didn't come up with the turnover, certainly caused some issues. Allen the pull-up jumper, still hot.
Really flexible court, going inside, getting easy shots. Good pass by Ross there to get Quader. Allen stepping into his jump shot.
And inside 2:23 to Ryder. Again, Kevon, just those 2 possessions that we scored baskets on the last 2 times down the court, that does set the tone for the second half.
Yeah, especially when you take your time and you go through your play, and a turnover there by Ross.
Mayhew couldn't get it to go, but Simmons with the follow, and now down to 12 points. And McClinton's got to get that ball out of there. He's surrounded by the whole Manor team. Allen slow to get down the floor. There's about a 7-second shot clock differential, and Ross is going to take it down all the way. As well he should.
Yeah, trying to get it down for a few more seconds, get a bucket, and then go into halftime with only like 2 seconds left.
And they've got McClinton wide open from downtown, comes up empty. 7 seconds remains. And a putback. That will do it. Well, what an exciting first half. The Knights were up by as many as in the 20s, but alas, it's 50-40, so still a 10-point lead. But gosh, as we mentioned, the Knights have got to keep the intensity going. What can the Knights do in the second half to rebound that spark that they had here in the first?
You know, Paul, like we kind of talked about earlier, when you have a team that's kind of undersized, you like to see Coach Martin go with his bigger lineup, and maybe he'll do that after halftime and lessen the turnovers a little bit. A lot of times for the Knights, when they score, we try to hurry up and put
a 10-minute break. We will be back here with you just before the second half to give you some keys to the game as we go to the second. All right, for Paul Miller, Kevon Davis, we'll see you at the end of halftime. right, Miller and Kevon Davis back here with you as we go into the second half. 20 minutes left in this contest. Kevon, the Knights ran off to a huge lead, only for Manor to turn it around and go on an incredible run the second part of the first half, leading the Knights only up by 10 here as we go to the second half.
Yeah, Manor caught fire right before halftime. You know, it was a good job by them getting their offense going, causing turnovers. And, you know, Paul, like we talked about, I think one thing we talked about that the Knights lacked that last couple of possessions was doing the press. We kind of laid off of the press a little bit, and hopefully Coach Martin goes back to that and causing those turnovers.
Well, something I wanted to highlight here, Manor no stranger to close games. Here are the deficits from the last 6 contests: 7, 11, 8, 5, 5, and 2. So, if nothing else, Manor stays in games.
Yeah, definitely been a fighting team. Just the last contest that we had itself, only won out of there by 8 points, so it's definitely going to be a nail-biter.
Allen comes up empty, and Strickland can't hit the rebound. Yenge for 3.
It looks like Manor's left off right where at halftime and keep the foot on the gas, and we're going to have to find a way to slow them down as the Knights can try and get back and hopefully keep the lead.
Kicked ball, smallest lead of the game for the Knights since way back early in the contest. 50-43, the Knights have got to do something here on this possession. Wallace to Allen from the corner. Allen comes up empty. He's got Tedesco, follows his own shot, but Wallace comes up with it. And takes it all away, basically against the entire squad. Very impressive.
Yeah, good there by Wallace, trying to switch the lane, get to the defender's backside, and get a good layup.
Roach from way downtown. And now to within 6.
It seems like every time we've scored, Manor's come back and keep the defensive pressure. And a bad turnover there by the Knights on the inbound pass.
That's a heartbreaker there. That was Spindle. Simmons with a big shot, now a 4-point lead. Knights led by as many as 24.
Knights need to go back to Strickland. That was working all game, and you know, right now we're rushing too much, getting bad shots, but a good floater there by Ross in the middle.
And that's the second time that Ross has hit a big shot to quiet a massive lead by Manor. And it is 54-50. This is where you really got to rely on this veteran leadership that the Knights have.
Yeah.
Allen puts it on the floor. Dishes to Wallace with 14 on the shot clock.
Good job by Wallace right there to set up a play for Allen to shoot a 3. Unfortunately, can't get that one to go.
Simmons the layup.
It seems like the Knights are just letting them right into the paintball. They're not putting any defensive pressure and stopping them at the 3-point line. They're getting easier floaters every time.
Well, I gotta say, Strickland was slow to get back on that last possession, and that's one we absolutely need, and they're gonna get Young over the back. The Knights have got to do something offensively, and of course, Coach Martin calls the timeout. Not even 3 minutes in, and that 10-point lead evaporated down to 2.
Yeah, for the Knights, really had no choice to call a timeout there. Wasn't getting anything going offensively except for that Ross floater down the middle. And he has to talk over about them getting into the paint easily and getting easy layups.
Staying active just got easier. For those striving to be more active, our athletic department has recently launched Sir Will's Rec Rentals, a new initiative that enables students to borrow sports equipment, sign out basketballs, volleyballs, and more to use in our outdoor rec areas. As the spring heats up, stop by the Underground to borrow equipment for up to 7 days and get your game on. Sort of a loss for words at this point, people. Can't get it to go. Ross, the big rebound.
Yeah, it's where you like to see the Knights come out of their timeout, run their set, and get a good looking shot for them.
Just very little movement by the Knights right here. And Strickland, the pull-up jumper, not the shot I would have taken, but Ross didn't come up with it. They're going to get Vernal on the foul. Non-shooting foul as Vernal comes off for Simmons. Excuse me, that's 13 Linder. Wallace had the advantage down low to Young, but couldn't pull the trigger. And Strickland puts it on the floor. And a shot by Strickland.
So a good move by Strickland using that spin move and keeping his balance up just enough to get that shot off.
Turnover going the other way. We got a 4-on-2. And Strickland puts up the shot. Will go to the line to try to extend this lead.
Good job by Strickland putting his head down, going into the defender, and getting that foul call, and hopefully he can knock down these 2 free throws.
Strickland shooting 70.7% from the line on the year. Perfect. Every basket means the world right now. I mean, the momentum 100% is in favor of Manor. The only good thing is this is a home contest. Though, I will say, Manor has traveled a lot of fans.
Yeah, they have, especially you see them trying from the score right out, and they've definitely made it tougher this second half.
McClinton for Young. It's 16-10, Knights lead by 6. And back to that press. And now we got a 3-on-1 situation here. And good defense by Strickland, but they're going to get the foul call. And of course, that's the downside there to run that press, is that's the at least second time they've had a significant numbers.
Yeah, the only bad thing about a press is once it gets broken, it only leaves one man back on the defensive end, and it leads to a 3-on-1.
And Linder cannot drop the first. Linder only 53% from the stripe this year. And does sink the second. Strickland for 3. And again, cold for the Knights, who came out just on fire to start this game. Haven't been able to find that stroke since. And Roach. That was going to be Knights' ball. It's like a little bit of back and forth between Roach and Ross, the freshman against the senior. Clinton walks the ball up the floor as we approach 15 minutes.
What are we going to call a moving screen on McClinton?
Ross claims that he was held. The ref doesn't agree. The press looked to be effective. And Allen almost had to steal from Ross. Couldn't come up with it though. 58-53, 15-13 left here in the second half. And another very tight ESAC battle. The last home ESAC contest. Of course, the Knights will travel to Bucks County tomorrow night. Simmons, the drive, and the bucket.
Just like we talked about, Paul, they're getting easy floaters right down the middle. Our big men have to try and find a way to set up or try and go for a 3-2 offense defense so that doesn't happen.
And Strickland puts it on the floor. And Wallace looking for some help. Nails it over McClinton's head.
Yeah, he had McClinton earlier on the wing. Should have gave it up a little earlier, but just sloppy basketball the last couple of minutes from the Knights, and they got to find a way to clean it up.
And one possession game. And great defense there from Ross. And a turnover from Strickland. And Simmons, the shot. And Allen with the rejection on Dienge.
Good job by Allen there, running down the court and getting that block. Good defensive hustle.
Vertle checks in for Linder. For Manor. But it still is Manor's ball as Dienge will throw it in. Well, Kevon, we can certainly say at least we've gotten to call a heck of a game.
Yeah, it's never been a nail biter in the second half. Both teams have been going very hard. And like you said, it's an in-conference game, and both teams are trying to make a statement going into the playoffs.
Strickland almost with the rejection to Dienge. Put it back. 58-57. Gosh, if you went out to grab some dinner and came back, you're probably shocked at the score right now. Wallace passed on the open three, and Ross won't. And boy, what a shot. That's 3 times in this game that Ross has hit a massive shot to quiet the Manor College momentum.
Yeah, Ross is very consistent with those corner shots, and thankfully we got that 3 to go.
I mean, we may look back later, and that might be the shot of the game. Linder back in as Vertle takes a seat. And Allen, turnover from the Knights. Allen couldn't keep it in the front court. And Coach Martin is as animated as I've seen him here this evening. 13-26. Knights up by 4. And Roach. That's the one saving grace for us tonight, Kevon. Roach, their highest scorer, has not shot well.
Yeah, good job by closing out on defense on him and knowing that it's a shooter. The Knights have to continue to do that.
Take a quick peek here at CentralPennKnights.com. Of course, you can always go to CentralPennKnights.com for live stats. Fortescue, Dienge leads the way with 15. Roach with 14, but 4 of 12, including 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. I'm going to give Allen for a travel there. For the Knights, Strickland leads the way with 20 and 9. Allen with 14. Wallace with 11 and Ross with 10. For the Knights, though, this has really only been a 6 to 7 man rotation here. In fact, I think that's the first time Allen's come off the floor.
Yeah, it's definitely been a light rotation for the Knights. And maybe, Paul, maybe that has been the downside for us. And hopefully Coach Martin can get some more guys in. But obviously, the short rotation hasn't been working for us the second half, so we'd like to see some different players get in.
Fortescue, strong to the hoop, but does get the foul call. Fortescue cannot hit. take the second, 61-58. The Knights are hanging on. And Strickland, can he hang on to it? Gonna get Manor on a foul.
It definitely looked like Strickland was taking a couple licks trying to get out of that double team.
And looks like Ross will inbound with 12:42 here in the nail-biting second half. Strickland baseline, looks for Young, who has McClinton for three. Comes up empty, Dienge the rebound.
The Knights have really gone cold from the three second half. And hopefully I'd like to see him get more inside presence or the mid-range. That's what's been working for us from the end of the first half and a little bit to the beginning of the second.
And Manor with the turnover. See what Ross can create here. He takes the shot. But McClinton comes up with nearly a one-handed rebound and he's in the steal. And Young inside. What a basket.
A good find by McClinton to hurry up, get out of that spin, and find Riley Young for the easy kill.
Right place, right time for McClinton. And they've got Fortescue looking for three. Can't get it to go. Big rebound by Ross. Up ahead to Strickland.
And it goes. And this is where we like to see the Knights keep their foot on the gas and keep up the pressure and cause Manor to cause turnovers.
And you can just tell people on this game that the pace changed on a dime.
That's what happens when you keep up the pressure and you keep making smart passes and finding a wide open man.
And Strickland tries the no-look pass and throws it out of bounds. Man, with the momentum there, you gotta come up with a better shot or a shot in that situation.
Yeah, he had Wallace right there wide open in the corner, but unfortunately the pass was just a little bit off to the left.
And you can see Strickland not happy at himself. Now looks like a 3-on-2 for Manor. Rejected by Young. Manor's coach not pleased with the no foul call on Wallace for three. And they're going to get number 2, Vertle, under the basket for a push on Riley Young.
Good there by Young to get a third position down low and get his feet under him and get that push.
Now the Knights lead by 7 with 11:10 left, 65-58. Vertle sits. Linder back in the game. McClinton takes it baseline, and they're going to get him for second on the east line. That's 2 really tough turnovers on the last 3 possessions.
Yeah, making a good move to get to the baseline and try and find the guy wide open at the top, but just a little bit too close and stepped out of bounds.
Simmons takes a seat. And Mayhew, number 1. In for Manor. Fortescue for 3. Big shot there for Manor. Looks like they're trying to post up Strickland. Wallace loses the ball. That's 3 out of 4 possessions with turnovers for the Knights in this really important segment of the game.
Yeah, trying to rush the ball into the defense and cause it a turnover. You never want to force the ball right into the defense and hand the ball right to them.
It's like 2 Knights collided there. However, Roach ended up on the floor. I didn't see if they called a foul. I guess to stop play, it must have. 65-61. Coming to the halfway point here in the second half. Fortescue was going to pull the trigger. They're going to get Young, who looked like he twisted his ankle. Unfortunately, Young fouled him. That's what you call insult to injury.
Yeah, especially rolling that ankle is not a good feeling. Especially stepping on top of somebody, and it's a little sharp pain, and hopefully he can walk it out or take some pain meds.
And Roach can't come up with that. Out to Mayhew. Dienge. And that's a 3-ball, and now the Knights lead by 1. And McClinton and Ross were not on the same page. And that will be Manor ball.
The Knights playing out of their element right now. They're not doing what they were doing in the first half call. And if I'm Coach Martin, if one more time, I would call a timeout and get them together.
Now we are under 10 minutes, and the Knights clinging to a 1-point lead. Mayhew takes it baseline. And Linder. And the Manor College takes the lead. Wallace in the corner, looking down low to Strickland, and a steal by Simmons. The Knights have got to do something here on defense. Roach from downtown, no good. And Ross the rebound. They're going to call a trip on Roach. In the game. Wallace from way downtown. What a shot!
Good shot by Wallace there to get the Central Penn up a little bit, 2 points. And that's what we talked about before, Paul. Just a wide open layup, no contest, no defensive presence at all.
You know, I was going to say it went by shot from Wallace, but he hit it, so hey.
That goes to the same point. You got to come back on defense, and you got to make a stop. You can't let them have easy buckets like that.
Wallace again!
Seems like Wallace has got a hot hand right now. Need to find the ball to him.
Got to come up with that turnover, and we're going to call. What's the call? What's the call? We're going to get Allen. That was tough. Again, such a back and forth contest. Kevon, gosh, this is certainly not what we were expecting about 5 minutes into this game.
No, we weren't, and you know, it's a good night for the recruits to see what it's like at the Central Penn atmosphere and see the type of games that they'll be able to handle and hopefully play for us one day.
Big miss there. Strickland from downtown. That is the one thing that I would say is really a very few second chance points for the Knights. But great defense there by Strickland. And ahead to Allen. And a foul. Almost a 3-point play as Allen's going to go to the line. To shoot two. I had to pause there for a moment because Allen seemed to think that they didn't give him the shooting foul.
Yeah, as he was wrapped up, he was trying to put his arms up and get that shot up so he can get 2 free throws.
Happy to join you here from East Penn High School. Paul Miller, Kevon Davis. Keep in mind, one more home game this Saturday at noon for the ladies and 2 for the gentlemen. Please come out and join us. Or if you can't, tune on in. Knights lead by 5. Dienge looking for net here. Simmons has really played an important role here in the second half. What a move.
Yeah, there's no big men down there, and that's where we like to see Coach Martin go to Donnell Loud or have somebody, another big to match up with Strickland.
Knights lead by 3 with 7:20 left in this contest, 73-70, and Ross, the pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. And again, Manor. No good, but Simmons follows his own shot.
The Knights have had to find a way to stop Simmons. He's been dominating this second half and bringing Banner back in between one.
Knights lead by 1. 6:56 remains and a timeout. Running out of breath here trying to call this game, Kevon.
Yeah, it's been a back and forth contest. Both teams want to win this game. The last in-conference game facing each other, and Manor's looking to trying to get their get back for the last time that they lost, and the Knights are just holding on to by 1 point.
Knights down to 1 timeout left. Ever consider working on campus? Visit the financial aid office to learn about work, study opportunities for students. Positions are available across campus, from the front desk to the learning center to athletics. Students must have been enrolled for at least 1 full term and be in satisfactory academic standing. Contact the financial aid office at financialaid@centralpenn.edu for more information. Well, if you tuned in tonight, you're getting your money's worth, that's for sure, even though it's free to watch. You know, I think the biggest thing for me when the tide started to turn was, at the beginning of the game we weren't missing, so it wasn't as big of a deal without the rebounding, but we just have not been able to pull down any offensive rebounds here in the second half. And back to that press. It's giving them a lot of easy buckets on the backside in the second half here. And Roach partially blocked. And Ross comes up with it. Another turnover from the Knights as McClinton called for the travel.
Yeah, seen a lot of ISO ball from the Knights. I'd like to see some more, everyone getting the ball, at least touch the ball, and then get an open shot instead of just one person touching the ball and then going straight to the rim.
Dienge breaks the press and takes it all the way. Can't quite get it to go. McClinton comes up with it. Up to Strickland. Picked the ball up and threw it out of bounds. So the Knights have to come down the full court. It's actually a heads-up move there.
Yeah, it would have been ugly if one Manor player was still lacking back there and got it easy too, but thankfully for us, Casper Ghost was back there.
.6:10 left, Knights lead by 1, 73-72. Wallace to Strickland. Strickland puts the ball on the floor, comes up short, looking for the foul call. And because, honestly, Strickland was complaining about the foul instead of getting back on defense.
Yeah, and especially for the Manor guard, you're not waiting for anybody, you're going to keep pushing, and like we've been talking about a lot of the times, there's just not enough numbers on defense for the Knights to contest those layups.
And McClinton tried to put up the shot, looking for the foul. Again, no call. They're going to get Strickland on the foul. Even Coach Martin was looking for a jump ball call there. And it's those kind of calls, man, that can seriously change the game. With the number of fouls right here, the rest of these are going to be in the bonus.
Yeah, especially when a close game like this going into one-on-one, you can't afford to give up dumb fouls or any type of fouls that can lead them to getting more points.
Hits that one to give Manor their largest lead of the game at 2. The Knights have got to find a way to respond here. And comes up short on that one. Knights trail by a bucket. 5:25 left. This is going to be an exciting conclusion to this game. McClinton to the basket. Partially blocked. Strickland and one! And that is the momentum-shifting basket the Knights needed.
Good job by Strickland. He had two small defenders on his back. They were both reaching in. He made a strong turn, put the ball up, and got the and one.
The Knights could crawl back to a 1-point lead here if Strickland can convert. In and out, and the game remains tied at 75, coming out of 5 minutes left. Ball fake. Simmons can't get it to go. No foul called there. Ross brings it up the floor. Allen has been stone cold quiet since about 5 minutes into this game. Almost a double dribble. Strickland can't get that one to fall. You know, and again, Strickland being one of the better rebounders, taking all these outside shots. That's probably why their rebounding presence is suffering. Great ball movement by Manor, but can't get it to go.
A good find right there on the lower block end. Thankfully he missed. But as you talked about, Paul, with Strickland on the outside, it leaves the smaller guards to go down there and rebound, and the less percent chance of them getting the rebound.
I mean, honestly, the rebounding is non-existent for the Knights here in the second half. There's almost no threat of a rebound whatsoever. Let's go to the numbers here. Of course, you can always go to centralpennknights.com to keep up with the live stats. Strickland leading the way with 24 and 14. Darius Wallace with 17. Claudia Allen with 16. For Manor, Namir Simmons with 20, Tienge with 18, and Roach with 14. As you look at the team comparisons here, turnovers are about equal, 19 for the Knights, 16 for Manor. But, you know, Kevon, as we look, 12 offensive rebounds for Manor, only 6 for the Knights.
Yeah, well, when we talk about the keys to this game, whether the Knights win or lose, it's definitely come down to rebounding. In the first half, we were dominating on the boards, and in the second half, the smaller guards have been getting more rebounds than us. And you know why? That's probably because anytime that we get the ball on the inside corner, our guards' backs are turned, and then all they do is come behind and steal the ball, and that's when it's leading us to turnovers.
Second chance points also favors Manor 21-11. Still looking good and winning a lot of the offensive categories, but some of the big ones, those offensive rebounds and the second chance points, that's the difference in this game right now.
And you know one thing, Paul, I just realized that in a close game like this with 4 minutes left, we have no timeouts compared to Manor's 3 timeouts left. So if it comes down to a crucial possession for the Knights, we won't have any timeouts.
I'm not really sure why Coach Martin called a timeout there if it was his last, to your point, with only 4 minutes.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a tough decision for the Knights because now they'll have to play good basketball, and if they get in a pickle, they won't be able to call a timeout.
Clinton, off-balance shot, can't come up with it. They needed to get it off before the shot clock expired. This is going to be an amazing 3:42. Fortescue for three, no good. Ross inside to Allen, the fadeaway jumper for Strickland.
Good job by Strickland to fade away from the defender and create space and get that open shot.
Knights do get back on defense there. Simmons has had an impressive second half here for Manor. And Roach from downtown.
Like we talked about, it seems like it's a common theme whenever the Knights stop the bleeding, Manor comes back and scores again.
Allen looking for some help here. 15 on the shot clock. Allen. The sky hook, no, but Strickland comes up with the rebound. Oh, and can't get it to go down for the three-point play.
You know, if you have a player of the game candidate, it would definitely be Jordan Strickland down there getting rebounds, scoring points, and trying it all to keep his team in for the lead and get the victory.
This is what I don't understand about, and I appreciate that Strickland can shoot from the outside, but he's essentially, him and Allen really are really the two big rebounders. If they're both out on the perimeter, there's no one underneath the basket.
Yeah, that's why they tell a lot of people not to fall in love with a three ball, and that's why you need Jordan Strickland down low inside and getting to the free throw line like he's been doing in the second half.
Such an important free throw here for the Knights and Jordan Strickland.
And Paul, just like we talked about in the beginning of the game, it's going to be the free throws that come down to the Knights.
And he misses them both in a key area with only 2.5 minutes left. And the Knights trail 78-77. I hope they don't come back and circle that one. Fortescue to Roach from downtown. And Roach, 2 straight threes. Trying to look something down low to Strickland. And Fortescue almost comes up with a fantastic steal. Under 2 minutes here, Kevon. This is crunch time.
Yeah, every basket matters, and no turnovers and no sloppy basketball. And the Knights have to try and find a way to not try and call a timeout, or at least try and find a way to not do anything to cause a technical.
Wallace puts the ball on the floor, looking for the screen. Falls! Can't call a timeout. They do get the jump ball there. I was just waiting for him to call for a timeout, just like what you said.
Yeah, you can't get into one of those pickles because, like we talked about before, with Coach Martin calling a timeout so early, you don't have one of those. So in every pickle, they got to try and find the ball to get out.
Only 10 on the shot clock. And the screen. Wallace from way downtown can't get it to go. Definitely not the shot they were looking for. It's only 1:30 left and down 4.
Yeah, key defensive stop here for the Knights and try and get a quick basket to cut it between 3. And the Knights have to try and find a way to not let Manor get inside the paint.
And the turnover. Huge play up ahead to Wallace. And makes it and gets it back to a 1-possession game as Manor calls a timeout with only 1 minute left. Well, we're going to go ahead and call the Nightly News Player of the Game, Jordan Strickland, with 26 points and 15 rebounds. Unfortunately, missed those 2 free throws that could have tied this game. But congratulations to Jordan Strickland, hopefully in a winning effort as the Knights trail by 2 with 1:02 left.
Yeah, for the Knights coming out of this timeout, your main thing is just to do what you did last possession. Keep the defense up, get a stop, and then hurry up and get a quick basket. And then try and get another defensive stop before overtime, but if we go into overtime, the Knights have to keep up the defensive intensity.
Earlier, but definitely an interesting scenario with really only 7 Knights getting any type of meaningful minutes today. I don't know if it's just some of the matchups. Obviously, they've played Manor a couple of times already this season. And hey, you never know. You could be looking at potential for the ESAC championship with these two squads. So we shall see. Bottom line is, Knights need to stop. We are under a minute, folks. A turnover would be ideal.
Looks like Manor's killing the clock a little bit and trying to run down the clock as much as they can.
Strickland tried to open the shot, but couldn't get it. We're about under 30 seconds. The Knights got to score quick. And McClinton for 3. Oh, no! Wallace with the rebound. And they're going to get the foul. Dienge with the foul. Wallace will go to the line. He's the guy you want there, Kevon. Wallace, 92.6% on the season from the line.
Yeah, almost automatic every time Wallace is on the line. And that was a good wide open shot by the Knights, but unfortunately McLean couldn't hit it.
Well, keep this in mind, Strickland has 4 fouls. So if they are going to foul, if it's Strickland, he'll be done. And if their game goes to overtime, it will be without Strickland. And Wallace hits it. One note, Young has not returned to the game since he left with that ankle injury.
No, he hasn't. And it's like what we talked about with the Knights. A light rotation, and maybe Coach Martin is just sticking with his starting 5.
The 92% free throw shooter misses the second of 2. That's going to send Manor to the line to potentially put this game out of reach. And Kevon, I got to tell you, the way this game started, I never would have imagined that this would have been the outcome.
Yeah, and like you said, Paul, earlier you called it a game of inches, and it's never over. Everybody goes on a run, and at certain points, sometimes it's hard to stop a run once a team's on one.
And doesn't get it, but Manor comes up with the rebound. They got the green scenario, but the Knights couldn't come up with it, and then let 7 seconds run off the clock. Wow. Unbelievable. Just under 20 seconds and a 3-point lead for Manor. Big shot, into a 2-possession game. And I'll tell you, the Knights will have to pull a rabbit out of their hat here. Down 5. I mean, gosh, this just must be demoralizing for the Knights.
Yeah, especially when you're up in the first quarter by that much. And, you got to give it up to Manor for not laying down, because a lot of teams, when they're down by that much ball, they would just give up. But Manor fought the whole entire game and ended up almost giving themselves the win, but still 19 seconds left for the Knights.
Stranger things have happened. Oh my. This is just tale of 2 halves. I mean, there's no question about that. I mean, the biggest thing was, yes, Manor did have the momentum coming out of the first half because they were able to close that lead. But Kevon, that 10-point lead we had at the break basically evaporated within the first minute, and it's been a back-and-forth contest ever since.
Yeah, like we talked about before, the ball wasn't moving enough, and we would get the ball into the low post, and then all their guards would do is crash down, go around the back, and get steals, and that's what's been leading Manor to go on different runs. And then their guards getting into the middle of the paint and getting wide open floaters.
Well, regardless of the outcome of this game, we have one more contest on the season this Saturday from East Penn High School. Come on down at noon for the ladies and close out on senior day. And Ross is going to have to do something here quickly. He pulls up to the three. And no good. And it goes the other way, and Kevon Matt could do it. I don't blame Ross for taking the shot. She's got an unlucky bounce.
Yeah, that's what you need from the Knights. Just inbound the ball, try and get a quick three and get a defensive stop, but unfortunately the Knights couldn't knock that shot down.
And they finally get Roach. As tough as the Knights and Wells they played in the first half, the tables turned in the second, and it's going to take a miracle for the Knights to come back here. .86-80, 10 seconds left. This basically does it. Now a 3-possession game. And McClinton's going to try from way downtown, no good. And that is going to do it. And the Knights, after being up by as many as 20 points, can't close it out.
Yeah, rough game by the Knights there. Heartbreaking loss to be up by that many points and end up losing. And, you know, like you said, you got to give credit to Manor for fighting back the whole entire time.
Well, we will be back here with you Saturday again. You know, the Knights just played such a tough game, and gosh, that must be a heartbreaking loss. Let's hope they can. I mean, here's the question. They got to travel to Bucks County tomorrow in a game that could be extremely important in the ESAC. How do you get yourself up for such a tough game in just 24 hours?
You got to try and tell your teammates to clear your mind. You know, this game happened, be water under the bridge, and focus on the next game for tomorrow. Because like you said, it's at Bucks County, and it's going to be a key game to going into the conference tournament.
Well, before we get out of here, I just want to thank both Dalton Koller, who's our producer today, and Kevon Davis, who was our commentator for men's basketball throughout the season. We definitely expect to have Dalton and Kevon back next year, but just in case, you know, like we always say, I really appreciate everything, all of the hard work that you guys have put into this season. And Kevon, I certainly really appreciate that we've gotten to do this year, and we'll have you back again. So don't think this is your last game that you're ever going to have here with us. Just remember, you're always welcome with the Nightly News.
Thank you, Paul, and it's been a good opportunity for me to be a commentator, and I've definitely enjoyed my time here and watching the Knights. And like you said, even if it's not as a student, I'd definitely like to come back and call more games.
You are always welcome, sir. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but the Knights fall 87-80. We will be back here this Saturday for our game finale for both the men and women on the season as we take on Cheney. But until then, for Dalton Koller, our producer, and Kevon Davis, I'm Paul Miller. We will see you Saturday for Knights basketball.